Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Jessica, and in today's video, I want to talk about what's it like preparing to move abroad with your children and you're homeschooling them. So some people may wonder, am I going to put them in an international school? Um, are they going to do online school? Am I going to teach them myself? Are they going to be in local schools? Like, exactly what am I going to do for their schooling? So if that's something that interests you, stick around because I'm going to give you the answer in this video. So what I'm doing with my kids is what I've, as we decide to move abroad, is the same thing I've done with them for the past 5, 6 to 7 years. I've been homeschooling them, and that is, I'm going to teach them myself. I'm going to decide their curriculums. My oldest one, who's a senior, he'll decide mostly what he wants to do, and I even let my 9th/10th grader decide what he wants to do. So like, I don't do online. I don't really do a lot of online. I definitely don't do online curriculums or anything like that. Mainly because I always have found that one thing may fit for a particular subject and then one may fit for a different one. So like for my kids, for math, I've had them all going through Math UC, and it's worked. It's giving them the basics, and then to supplement a lot of what they were doing, I also use something called Black Math Genius. So it's like, I'm really big on like making sure like that my kids see a variety of people teaching different subjects. So a variety of races, that's really important to me. So they get to see, like in Math UC, there's this white guy teaching these math concepts, which is great. And then with the Black Math Genius, they get a black lady who's teaching math concepts, and I think it's worked really well, and they get well-rounded views about different topics, and it's, like I said, it's worked really well for us. However, I am noticing my oldest daughter, I'm like, she just isn't really motivated by the Math UC very much, and we've been kind of stuck in this one book for way too long. So I'm now exploring, as we gear up this new school year, like an alternative for her math. And I found this lady online. I actually found her on Instagram, and I have to go back and look for her details. But she does like math courses once a week, like on Zoom. And I think that's what my daughter might need, is like someone that she can engage with more. Whereas my sons, they can do the self-paced thing, they can do the video courses, but with her, she might need like that interaction. Also, that's something where she's got to have something done by a particular time. I think works better for her too. I'm considering using her course. Using her monthly course. I'm careful with monthly courses because I have 4 kids, and if you are putting each one in something, like after a while, that monthly fee starts to add up, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to be mindful of that. So I am keeping that in mind. But I think for her, I will probably go with that approach this year, because I think it's probably just better for her to get her moving along. Yeah, so that's math. My youngest, she's way different, my youngest daughter. So with her, and she's first grade as well. So with her, I think she's gonna do fine. Like, she and I were doing like just hands-on stuff together. But my boys, they're really good with the Math UC course, so that's great. I have a dear friend who is her daughter is going to do the writing course, which is really important to me. I think really being able, because I'm a writer by profession, but strangely enough, I don't want to teach writing. It's just very different to try to teach what I know and what I do for a living. I don't want to have to do that. So I have my friend's daughter is going to teach them monthly, like work with them monthly on different types of writing, because I really want them to get good at different kinds of writing, like report writing and things like that. Although I said I would come in and I would do a class on advertising writing, because that's what I do, advertising and sales writing. So I could do one on that. So we work together, and it's really a beautiful thing how we work together, and to make sure they have what they need. And then of course I make sure that they're reading, and then outside of that we're working on projects. They're working on their own things. They delve into their own interests. So we'll just keep that up this school year. So that's what our curriculum is going to pretty much look like this year. And as we prepare to travel abroad, like they're very involved with knowing, like they get to research the different countries, and like it's becoming real to them. Like, well, what are the pros and cons of each place? And I'm gonna pull them more into like the cost of traveling with, because we're a family of 6. So what's the cost of traveling with 6 people? We want to make sure our budget stays here, and having goals whenever you're going somewhere. Like, we're not just going for vacationing. We're wanting to travel and enrich their lives, and we are also wanting to build our nest egg. So with those things in mind, like how are they, like making sure that they're a part of these decisions, and they're in on it, and they see like they're part of the decision making process. Like when they got their passports, so they understand that process. Other things that we're like looking at, like the dogs, like arranging, like we have 2 Chihuahuas, so like arranging, like, well, what do we do with them? Do they need to go do their health checkup? Like being involved in those processes and deciding, do they come? If so, what's the expense for them? When we're looking for places to stay, we always have to be mindful of, can they come? What's the extra fee if they come too? Making sure our mail is forwarded to the right place, and what do we do about our finances? And in terms of like, do we use this kind of card, that kind of card? Let's plan for. We got to plan for our cell phones. We have to think ahead to like things like visas, and we have to think ahead on what are things like having this is something I personally always want, a carbon monoxide detector, and just like getting them thinking about these kinds of things. So it's interesting because they get to learn a lesson that I never, like, their minds get to go in a place that my mind was definitely not going at their age. So that's basically how we're looking at homeschooling abroad this year, and like what education is going to look like. We're not going to be doing any type of international schools. I mean, is it completely off the table? Likely, maybe not. I mean, if we ever found a country where we were like, oh, we love it here, we'll stay here, and it makes sense, then maybe. I never say never, but I don't see that being the case. It's been too much of a wonderful experience doing it with them up till now, and I would never want to change that. So not doing that, not doing really online schooling. I mean, there are a couple of, again, like I said, there are a few classes that I do with certain people that they'll do, but primarily I'm like facilitating their education, and I'm the one making sure that they have the things that they need. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, because I would love to be able to continue to share my journey with you. All right, so that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video.